All right. Hello, everybody. It's Brad Show Live. Hello. Squad up, everybody. And good evening to all. Good evening to all. Super C, 29 Super C has already joined us on YouTube. Sophia Ometson, Squad up. Uh, and on Facebook, nobody yet. We got 3 people watching so far, but I'm sure somebody's going to start saying hello very, very shortly. I've changed positions today. Richard Moore, squad up. How are you? I've changed positions today. I am in my living room right now, sitting at Tamika Nelson has joined, as well as Lisa Bling on Facebook. I am in my living room right now. And look, I'm hands-free today. So I don't have to hold my phone. We got 2 laptops here. So I'm on one laptop on Facebook. So right now I'm looking at Facebook right now. So squad up Facebook. And on another laptop, I'm looking at YouTube. So squad up YouTube. Let's say hello to some people on Facebook right now. Tamika Nelson saying, hey, y'all, squad up. Nicole Hernandez, squad up. Lisa Bling-Rose, squad up. And on YouTube, Richard Moore, squad up. Tanisha Love, squad up. Julia Moniz saying hello. Teresa Love, squad up. Leslie Benoit, squad up. Carol, the Top Cat Tigress, squad up. I need to change there we go. Lady Leah, squad up. By the way, I'm doing this all by myself right now. I've no help, but I do have help. Julie's calling me from the phone. I have Pizza and Jenny from the cubicle, and Yo-Yo, I'm sure will eventually be in the comment section. I'm going back and forth. So just so you understand, when I'm looking like this, I'm talking to Facebook. When I'm looking like this, I'm talking to YouTube. Let me say hello. Who else we got going here? Heather Savage saying, hey, Brad, how are you? Sylvie Edward, hey, Uncle Brad. Today is my birthday. Well, Sylvie Edward, happy birthday, Sylvie. First Lady Leah, squad up. Tracy Haynes saying hello. Chanel Nas saying, hey, peeps, what's up? Albert Grant wants to know whether my family is safe. We are right now. I am holed up in my apartment. That is my view behind me from my living room. And eventually, I will leave my apartment and venture outside. But right now, I am staying in. We're all good. Dennis Ute saying, what's up, Brad? Every time I see Dennis Ute, reminds me of one of my favorite movies, My Cousin Vinny, back from the 1990s, where the judge goes to Vinny from Brooklyn. What's a Ute? Betsy Bucky Pickney saying, squad up. Lisa Bling-Rose, how are you? Carrie Ann Wallace saying hello. I'm a survivor all the way in Arizona, longtime watcher of Brad Show Live. Squad up. Demore Romed, how are you? Jane Valacion saying hello from Saudi Arabia. Well, hello, Jane. How's it going there in Saudi Arabia? Let us know what's going on with the COVID-19 in Saudi Arabia. I always like to hear what's going on. I read in the newspaper today that the United Arab Emirates in Dubai has been leading the Middle East in testing for COVID. I wonder what's going on in Saudi Arabia. Let us know. Shalom Patil, how are you? He says, proud brother of you, brother. You're Rabbi. That's right. My Rabbi is watching as well. Becky Fesso J saying, hello, Uncle Brad. How are you? Dericia Bird. We know when everybody is home. When the Rabbi is watching, he's got nothing to do except watch Brad Show Live. We know everybody's at home at that point. Stacy Ann, how are you? Tamika Walker saying squad up. Shelly Ann Gordon saying hello. Christy Gonzalez saying happy birthday. And it is also, by the way, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias's birthday. My co-host, who is not co-hosting with me right now because of technical difficulties, but eventually we'll get him back on. So happy birthday, Jonathan, as well. Not probably your best birthday, but still a birthday. And celebrate and enjoy. And interestingly, it is also my niece's birthday as well. So Yo-Yo and my niece, Allie, share the same exact birthday. I didn't even realize this until just this very second. Navneet Singh has some questions as well. We're going to get to all of your questions in a little bit. Let's see what's going on in the world right now. I haven't even checked what's going on in the world. I've been doing consultations for most of my day today. I've been speaking to people from Florida and from Texas and from California. I spoke to 2 people from Europe. I spoke to 1 person from Asia. So we are seeing people and speaking to people from all over the world. And my office is open, even though we're working from home. Despite the fact that we're working from home, my office is open, and you can give us a call to have any of your immigration issues or problems resolved. And that telephone number to call us is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. I'm just moving the computers around a little bit, so maybe we can get better angles here. We're working on it a little bit. 1-800-529-5465. If you're outside of the United States, you can call my office at 212-227-3636. I'll be happy to speak with you tomorrow or on Saturday or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, any day you want. Meanwhile, what's on everybody's mind? Coronavirus. So, it's been a horrible, horrible year so far, horrible decade, between the wildfires and now coronavirus, a global epidemic, killer virus going around the entire world. It's terrible what's going on right now. The number of confirmed deaths from the coronavirus has now surpassed 50,000 throughout the entire world. Over 1 million people have now been confirmed as having coronavirus. More than 226,000 of those people have tested positive just here in the United States. Yesterday, unfortunately, 1,000 people died, raising the death toll in the United States to over 5,300 people. About 60% of the deaths worldwide right now are coming from European countries, Italy, Spain, France, and Britain. Spain reported 950 new coronavirus-related fatalities today. Italy reported 760. If there's any good news in any of this, both Spain and Italy, I'm sure you watch on the news, they talk about flattening the curve. Well, both Spain and Italy, based on news reports that I've seen, are on the back end of the curve, which means that the fatalities happen 2, 3, 4 weeks after somebody may get infected or the infection goes around that neighborhood. But the deaths are starting to be reduced. The percentage of people who are getting ill and who are dying are starting to slowly go down, even though lots and lots of people are dying. So if there's any good news from any of this, is that Italy and Spain are starting to go to the back end of their curve. They've been in quarantine, both countries, for over a month now. So in the United States here, where, certainly in New York, we've been in quarantine for about 10, 12 days, means probably another 2, 3 weeks if we're going to follow the similar curve to Italy and Spain before it's going to get worse, unfortunately, before it gets better. What's also bad is our economy. The number of Americans who filed claims for unemployment benefits surged to a record 6.6 million people applying for unemployment last week. This was double from the week before, which was 3.3 million. So far, in 2 weeks, since President Trump has really clamped down on coronavirus and really started to close the economy here in the United States, almost 10 million people here in the United States have lost their jobs. Now, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, and Nevada, they have all joined states in the last 24 hours with stay-at-home orders. Pennsylvania, Governor Tom Wolf extended the stay-at-home order for 7 counties to the whole entire state. A handful of states, Arkansas, Iowa, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, you're allowed to walk around wherever you want. Apparently, those governors don't care if anybody gets sick. In Texas, the largest state without a statewide mandate, Governor Greg Abbott has left it to mayors and county officials to build a patchwork of orders. What else is happening here? Should you wear a mask? Well, nobody knows for sure. It certainly can't hurt you. I don't know anybody who says you wear a mask and it'll make you more likely to get sick. The reason why I believe people are saying don't wear masks because there are not enough masks to wear. So they want to save the masks. They don't want people going out and buying masks. They need the masks at the hospitals for the medical workers, the first responders who are running out of masks. Now, reason to wear masks are twofold. One is so you don't, if you have coronavirus, you don't give it to somebody else. And second is that if someone else has coronavirus, you're less likely to get it yourself because at least 2 of the 4 holes in your face, because you have your mouth, your nose, your eyes, your ears, at least your mouth and nose are covered. Your ears and eyes are still exposed. The virus can enter any one of those, holes or orifices. Now, I think if you have a mask or you have a scarf, you should wear it. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't. Nobody needs to be a hero. The mayor of Los Angeles told everyone in the nation's second largest city to start wearing masks to combat the coronavirus. The California governor isn't ready to take that idea statewide yet. And again, I think it's because they're trying to save masks. On Monday, Donald Trump said we're not going to be wearing masks forever, but it could be for a short period of time after we get back into gear. I could see something like that happening for a period of time. So Trump is saying maybe like when he first opens up the economy again and people start going back to work, we're going to have to be wearing masks. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute, he's now famous now, became famous now at 79 years old. He is the head doctor dealing with the coronavirus situation here in the United States. He said that the thing that is inhibited that is the wearing the masks is to make sure we don't take away the supply of masks from healthcare workers who need them, which is basically exactly what I'm saying. Other than that, they'd be telling you to wear a mask. So, go out. If you have a mask, wear it. You'd be silly not to. My opinion. I'm just a juris doctor, legal doctor. I'm not a medical doctor, but based on everything I read, that's what I think, you should be doing. And eventually, I think once they have enough masks, they'll tell everyone to start wearing a mask. And if you don't have a mask, you put a scarf around your face or something. I've seen everybody do a lot of different things, but people have scarves. People have, I've seen even somebody, take a sweater and just wrap it around your face and use it as a scarf. So Dr. Fauci said the thing that has inhibited, everybody wearing a mask is to make sure we don't take away the supply of masks from the healthcare workers who need them. You don't want to take masks away from the healthcare providers who are in real and present danger of getting infected. Now, another coronavirus news quickly before we get into our immigration. The Democratic Party announced it's going to delay its presidential nominating convention in Milwaukee from July until mid-August. Me personally, I'm in favor of hashtag President Cuomo. I don't know if he's going to throw his hat in the ring, but so far, I think he's doing a fabulous, fabulous job here in New York. Informal discussions are starting to begin in the same style of a 9/11, of putting together a 9/11 commission. They're now going to put together a coronavirus commission, try to put together a bipartisan commission to figure out why the United States was not prepared. And ultimately, we don't know how many deaths are going to be, but it looks like the deaths are going to surpass the number of people who died in the Korean War and the Vietnam War combined in a very, very short period of time. Those were wars that lasted over a decade. And we may have 100, 200,000 people die in 90 days. And to even put that in perspective, 400,000 Americans died in World War II, and that war was 5 years or 4 years. We're going to have half the amount of people who died in World War II die in 90 days. It's a terrible, terrible thing what's going on. What else is happening here? And I have 2 quick funny stories. Not that there's anything funny going on with coronavirus right now, but in a Welsh seaside town of Llandudno, in somewhere up in the northern UK, apparently the goats are taking over. Now, because everybody's inside, to limit the spread of a coronavirus, there's a herd of wild goats that are now limited up on these deserted streets up in the United Kingdom. Now, generally, the herd of roughly 120 goats, they only venture into town during bad weather. However, now that everybody's inside, The goats are out and about, nibbling on the hedges, gardens, peeing and pooping everywhere. They're having the run of this entire town, and nobody can do anything about these goats because they're all inside. The town councilor told BBC they're curious, these goats are, and I think they're wondering what's going on, why everybody's inside. She said the locals are proud of the animals and have enjoying the free entertainment from the windows. And Andrew Stewart, who works for the Manchester Evening News, has stepped up the role of goat correspondent. And apparently these goats have now become very famous in the UK, and they're being photographed and being put on the evening news, and everybody's wondering what the hell these goats are doing every day. Now, the goat correspondent from this Welsh town in the northern United Kingdom tweeted, "I think I just got a group of goats in Llandudno arrested, and they sent a patrol car down who turned on the big red light. So I'm sorry if the goats are arrested, but they are being very, very naughty." Apparently, the police are watching these newscasts and then went to try to disperse these goats. So, I mean, it's kind of funny story. And I don't know if I have a picture or not. Yes, I do have a picture. Jilly sent it to me. Lizette Ocampo, she is the political director of the People for the American Way, an organization that does work like encouraging Latino voters to vote and help progressive candidates win elections. Like many other officers, Ocampo and her colleagues are now working from home. Now, as part of her work with the Latino voters, Ocampo joined a regular virtual happy hour for community leaders. And to add to the fun, Ocampo downloaded some funny filters to use during these happy hours. The problem is she forgot that she did it when it came back to work. So on Monday morning, when she had her team video work meeting and used her camera, she came up as a potato. And she said, "I was so confused as to why I was a potato. Of all things I could be, why would I be a potato?" And she realized it was because she had downloaded filters. And she said, "I kind of just gave up and stayed as a potato for the rest of the call." So people are doing all of their meetings, including us at Spar and Bernstein, on Zoom. So this is what she looked like on the Zoom meeting as a potato. So that kind of made me laugh, and it'll make anybody laugh who's doing all their meetings by Zoom. With that being said, we are now going to get into our immigration questions. That's why I think most people are here. Just tried to do a little quick host chat, or schmooze with Brad, as we like to call it, simply because trying to do as much as we can here with Brad Show Live as we can, with me being just an individual person. I'm going to be answering all of your immigration questions right now. You have to leave your questions in the comment section. Couple things, though. Couple things. Number one, if you follow me at Brad Show Live on Instagram, we are running a free consultation promotion next Wednesday. I'll be pulling out of my old hat. We call it Uncle Brad's old hat. The winner of the free consultation, it's worth $200. All you have to do is follow at Brad Show Live on Instagram and like the post offering the free consultation, and tag 5 of your friends. If you tag 5 of your friends, you're going to be entered into Uncle Brad's hat once. If you tag 10 of your friends, you'll be entered into Uncle Brad's hat twice. If you add 15 of your friends, you'll be entered 3 times. And if you tag 20 of your friends or more, you will be added 4 times. Number 2, you can also follow me at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram. If you follow me at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram, and I don't get to answer your question, as long as you like some of my photos, you can drop me a DM, say, "Hey, I watched your show. I didn't get my question answered. Can you answer it here?" I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. I may tell you need a consultation. I may just give you the answer like I do here. So you could always, if I don't get to you, always drop your question in my Instagram account at Real Brad Bernstein. But you got to follow me and be nice and like 1 or 2 pictures. Even if you don't like them anyway. Be a nice person. Finally, I do have to remind everybody that my office is open. We are working from home. And immigration is accepting cases. They're processing cases. They're processing work permits. They're processing advanced paroles. The only thing they're not doing is scheduling appointments for people. Those appointments will be at a later date, sometime after May. The only thing they're not doing is having a removal hearing right now. Those removal hearings for deportation will be sometime after May. The good news is that if you got a notice of intent to deny, you got a request for further evidence, immigration is giving you an extra 60 days from whatever that due date is to reply, as long as that notice of intent to deny or that request for further evidence was sent after March 1st of this year through April 30th. So any notices you get from immigration for more evidence or notice of intent to deny between March 1st and April 30th of this year, those are all going to be extended. Lastly, on Facebook, I am now going to be starting to answer your immigration questions. This is the time where I'm going to ask you to do me a favor and do all your friends and family a favor as well, which is start a watch party. Why? Because two things. Number one, we like to help as many people as we can. And I can't help people if they don't know this show exists. And number two, you got to pay it forward. It's called pay it forward. Pay it forward means you're getting all this help. I'm helping you. I'm giving you answers to all of your legal issues. Pay it forward and let other people also get help to their legal issues. So the best way you can do it is you start a watch party and say, hey, watch this guy, Brad. He's pretty good. If you think I'm good. And on YouTube, you have to pay it forward too. Best way to forward, take your thumb, go to the gray button. You see this thumb? It's very simple. All you got to do is this. All you got to do is this. This is it. It's very simple. Go to the gray button and hit it and turn it blue. Very simple. You tell the world, wow, pretty good video. You should watch it. So that's what I'm going to need everybody to do right now. I am going to start on Facebook. Let's see what we got here. A lot of people wishing Yo-Yo a happy birthday. So again, happy birthday, Yo-Yo, and we will celebrate hopefully soon. Lafanis says, in my country, in the Philippines, they oblige now all people to go outside, wear masks or scarves. Suleiman Drame with the first immigration question on Facebook says, so if you marry a permanent resident woman in America, how long will it take to get your working permit and green card if you live in America? And if you're out of status in America, you will never get your work permit in America married to a resident until that resident becomes a citizen. If you are in legal status right now, you can file an adjustment. The priority dates are current. So it just depends, because what the law says is that if you're married to an American citizen, the fact that you overstay on your visa is not a bar to getting a green card, and you're allowed to adjust. But if you overstay your visa as married to a permanent resident, that law doesn't exist. You can't adjust your status unless you're in legal status. And the priority dates are current. And in this particular case, the priority dates are current. So you're able to do that only if you're in legal status. Other than that, you're going to have to wait until your spouse becomes a citizen, or you're going to have to do what's called a provisional waiver. Onati Oginan, please about to adjust the status. I have 3 U.S.-born kids, and I am a non-U.S. citizen. When the adjustment of status, will it be seen as a family of 5 or 2 as regards to income related to the public charge rule, since the kids are not being filed for? It depends if the kids are dependent on you. If the kids are dependent on you and live in your household, it's 5. If the kids are not dependent on you, then it's 2. Depends on what's on your tax returns and if you have to support them or not. Let's see who else we got here. Inats, just saying, we're going to do comments of the day as we go along here, saying, Brad, keep up the great work you're doing. Brad, you're in a million through thick and thin. You're 1 in a million, thick and thin. You make a way to get our immigration questions answered anyway. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We're just doing comments of the day as we go on. And Juliet Morris also with a comment of the day on Facebook. Compliments to you, Uncle Brad. You are so honest and very cool, understanding man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Jasmine Caballero also with a comment of the day. I'm getting all this love. Good day, Uncle Brad. Keep safe. We love you. Thank you very much. Carol Anderson, the Tiger. You are the best in the world, Brad. Wow. Really, really nice. Gustavo Moto, how much percentage of your notice of intent to deny marriage based do you have to get approved after rebutting? So How much? You got to prove that it is more probable than not that you and your wife are in a bona fide marriage. That's what the law says. Now, in reality, the notice of intent to deny, if you give them any reason, even in England, to deny you, they will. So, what the law says and what reality is two different things. Law says is 51% of the evidence says you're in a real marriage, 49% says we have no freaking idea whether this is real or not. You're entitled to a green card. But if in reality, though, if immigration officers presented with that scenario, 51% of the evidence says it's real, 49% says we don't know, they're going to come up with some reason in that 49% to deny you. So it's got to be much higher than that, like 90 plus percent, 95%, 98% certain that all the evidence points to a real marriage. It's just the reality of it. What else we have here? Linda Shaw, there's nothing much better than a 24-hour curfew with my squad's family. Yeah, thank you. That's really nice too. And those are, let's see, those are all our comments so far? That can't be. Yeah, those are all the comments so far. No questions right now on Facebook. So let's go over to YouTube. On Facebook, by the way, you can leave your question. I'll be happy to answer it. Eduardo Ramirez on Facebook says, do tickets affect you in any way? I guess, are you talking about a speeding ticket? No, you can be a bad driver and keep your green card, and you can be a bad driver and even become a citizen. Let's go to YouTube. 29 Super C, beautiful Manhattan, very fancy. Well, yeah, well, I have a nice view at least. Jerry Stewart. My wife is a green card holder. She filed an I-130 in August 2019 for me. When should I expect to get through? I don't know where you are, Jerry. If you're outside of the United States, you got to wait for the I-130 to get approved. And hopefully, after it's approved, the priority dates are still current for you. So if she filed for you in August 2019, it takes about a year for the I-130. And if you're outside the United States, another 6 months or so to process for a visa. So my guess is that count 18 to 20 months or so from August 2019 for you to hopefully get through. What else we got here? Oh, I missed a lot, so let me go back. Brittle Itisby. Is people with just work authorization who has their application process get stimulus check? The answer is no. However, if you have filed a tax return with a valid Social Security number, I don't know how they're going to be able to tell the difference between whether or not you're a citizen, you're a resident, you have a pending adjustment. I think you're going to get it. Although, based on what I've read, it's only people who are citizens and residents, but there's no way in the world that they're ever going to be able to figure out who's a resident, who's a citizen. So I think they're going to just give it to anybody who has a Social Security number. Delwar Hossein saying, hi, Brad. I have a work permit card. I'm waiting for my marriage interview. I drive an Uber in New York City. Can I apply for unemployment benefits because of Corona? It is going any negative effect on my case. And the answer is you can try to apply for unemployment benefits. It won't have any effect on your case because of Corona, but I don't think you would be entitled. I know you're not entitled to collect unemployment if you have a work permit unless you can prove you have a green card, but no harm trying. The worst they'll say is no. Aitufala Farang. Glad to see you again, hero. Oh, thank you. I applied, or maybe I'm not her hero. Maybe she's just glad to see me here. I applied for an I-765 to renew my work permit 8.5 months ago. I still haven't received it yet. Anytime I inquire, they say my work permit is under review by an officer. What does that mean? It means it's under review and there's some reason why they're not giving it to you. And I don't know the answer, but there's obviously some problem with your immigration case, and you should really have a consultation with me so we can figure it out and we can fix it. Shane MacD, my wife, who's a citizen, okay. At first I thought Shane was saying my hot wife who's a citizen, but because he said my hot wife citizen, but I think what he's saying is my wife who's a citizen got laid off. I don't think he meant to say hot, but maybe she is hot too, got laid off. We are hesitant to apply for unemployment since we worried that may impact our petition for my green card. Any guidance? Go apply for unemployment. You need money to survive. She already lost her job. So, getting the unemployment is not going to hurt any more than already losing your job. It's not getting the fact that you got unemployment is not a reason to, have your green card denied. It's not a reason under poverty guidelines. The fact that she doesn't have a job could be a problem. Hi, Uncle Brad. Oliani Modupelo. Hi, Brad. USCIS sent me a letter saying my divorce from my home country couldn't be verified. I provided documents stating my divorce. What next? We got to figure out how to verify your divorce. Apparently, they don't believe that the divorce that you submitted is a valid divorce. I would have to take a look at the divorce and see what you're submitting, and then figure out how to validate it and get it authenticated. Every country in the Foreign Affairs Manual given out by the Department of State, you can Google this, Foreign Affairs Manual, Department of State. They will tell you in every country how you can authenticate a divorce document, or how you can authenticate a marriage document, where to get these authenticated documents from. So we got to look up what the Department of State says for your particular country, follow those directions, and get the documents that they need, because that's what they're going to follow. Omar Muhammad. Hi, I hope you're fine. I have a question. I'm asylum pending. I have my individual hearing in September. Last month, I got married to an American citizen. How long to approve the I-130? Thank you. God bless you, Mr. Brad. I think if you have your individual hearing in September, you're going to need to notify the judge right now that you got married and you have a pending I-130. You're going to need a motion to recalendar your case and ask the judge to take your case off the individual hearing calendar, because other than that, if you lose your asylum, you'll get deported. And tell the judge you want to go based on this marriage case. And the judge hopefully will take you off the individual calendar for asylum and put you back on the master calendar, waiting on the approval of the I-130. You would have to do a Stokes interview. And after you do the Stokes interview, go back to the judge and then do your individual hearing based on the fact that you're now married to a U.S. citizen. And tally, everyone on YouTube, please let's wish Jonathan Elias, a.k.a. Dr. Yo-Yo, a.k.a. Baby Boy, happy birthday. Nisha Denishar. Hi, I hope you're doing well. I've submitted all the civil and financial documents from the National Visa Center needed on March 30th, 2020. How much longer will it take for the National Visa Center to review my husband's case? In the past, it was 8 weeks, but I don't know now with coronavirus. Could be longer, I don't know. But in the past, it was 8 weeks. Yara Edwards, let's get those thumbs up. I'll tell you one thing that's not up right now, and that's our viewership on Facebook. People are not doing their watch parties today. But it's okay. It's okay if you don't want to. I appreciate it if you did, but it's okay if you don't want to. Tally. YouTube, let's show Uncle Brad some love, please. Get off the live and hit the gray thumbs up. Make it blue. Let's go. That's right. Davis Campos, my husband is an immigrant. Will the stimulus check count as a public charge? We have 2 children and file jointly. No, it will not count as a public charge. Davis Campos, my husband is I already asked that. MMMM. Hi, Brad. Do I have to withdraw my pending asylum before applying for VAWA? And do I need to apply for a work permit with the VAWA? I have a pending work permit renewal from the asylum. You should withdraw the asylum. And if you're filing a VAWA and it was based on abuse by a U.S. citizen, you should be filing an adjustment after you withdraw the asylum and then applying for a work permit based on the adjustment. Davis Campos, my husband is an immigrant. Will the stimulus check count as a public charge? No, the answer is no, it will not. Cindy Albert wants YouTube to please show Brad some love by touching that tiny little gray icon, and let's turn it blue. Thank you very much, Cindy. Omar Muhammad, hi, I hope you're fine. I have a question. I asked that question. People ask the question. I apologize if I'm asking it 2 or 3 times because people keep asking it in the feed thinking that I may miss it. Cruce de la Torre. I did my biometric for an I-45 and I-765 last January 30th, 2020. I got a letter for my I-131 travel document biometric by April 3rd, but postponed. Can I email to USCIS my biometric applied for my I-45 and I-765. If you have already taken a biometric, you don't need to email them. They were going to use your old biometric and still process for your work permit. So if you were lucky enough that they have a biometric on you, they won't call you in for another biometric. They're automatically going to take it. That's what they just put out a notice about that just recently. Sweet Dot on YouTube asks, I paid National Visa Center fees for my spouse's I-130, but I can't submit my documents because of the lockdown. I'm missing a document. Will I lose my position in line for submitting after the lockdown? Hopefully. You're not going to lose your position because everyone's in the same position as you. Nobody can submit anything at this point. So I think you're going to be okay. So don't get too crazy about it. Let's go back to Facebook a little bit. Onati Aganan wants to know, if the adjustment of status is done immediately after marriage, how do you prove the bona fides? The joint thing, like the bank account, the credit card, the health insurance, was done after the marriage. Are we not supposed to submit all these when sending in documents? You have to prove a bona fide marriage when you show up to the interview. You do not need to prove the bona fide marriage when you submit the documents. So you're going to prove a bona fide marriage because you show up to the interview 9-10 months later with proof that it was a real marriage. Alex Scott, hi, I hope you're fine. I have questions. I'm asylum pending. I have my individual hearing in September. Last month, I got married to a U.S. citizen. How long does it take to approve the I-130? I think I asked that question. I answered that question. He's asking it both on Facebook and YouTube. Let's see who else. Winston Holmes. Hi, Brad. We'll need your help with my case. Don't worry to be on your show, but need for you to reach out to you because I've tried everything to get this case. Well, you got to reach out to me then. Stop writing me and pick up the phone and call me. And the best way to call me is you can call right now. I have people answering my phones right now. You can call, schedule an appointment to speak to me. And the telephone number is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Danny Shah, Uncle Brad, if a person has a DUI and was arrested and was kept overnight, does that count as going to jail? It does, because there was no jail time given in the sentence. On the N400 form, it asks, how many days you spent in jail? Well, you spent overnight. You spent a day in jail. Sandra Salinas saying, hey there, squadettes. I guess I'm not part of that because I'm not a squadette. Sandra Salinas also asking a question. Hi, Brad Bernstein. How long does it take to get a new permanent resident card if lost? Probably 8 to 12 weeks, but maybe because of coronavirus, maybe a little longer now. Koshistani Latif says, I have an asylum decision and VAWA case pending. Does my VAWA deny if the asylum office denies my asylum case? No, it does not. You just have to withdraw your asylum case. You can't have an asylum case going and a VAWA case going. You got to pick one, withdraw the asylum so you can ultimately get your green card through the VAWA. Tamika Nelson said she's going to call somebody when this is done. I don't know who. Young Money Rogers on Facebook. Hey, Uncle Brad, I have a case with the VAWA since 2018, but now not sure. On March 24, 2020, your inquiry about why your case is taking longer than our processing time, referral number, blah, 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 was completed, but no decision has been made yet. That means exactly what it is. No decision has been made yet. If you need me to contact immigration for you, then you just have to give us a call at 1-800-529-5465. And by the way, I'm sorry, I guess the connection is not good today. We'll try better for tomorrow. Davis Campos on YouTube. Can you talk about the public charge and the stimulus checks? Your husband is an immigrant and we have 2 children and we file jointly. The stimulus checks have nothing to do with public charge. You'll be fine. Nalija Danashar. Hi, I hope you're doing well. I've paid the fees and submitted all the civil and financial documents that the National Visa Center needed on March 30th, 2020. How long will it take for the National Visa Center to review my husband's case? It takes about 8 weeks. Let's see. Jerry Stewart. I'm being filed for from Jamaica. My wife is a green card holder. If I'm a high school teacher, would it make the process easier? No. Geronimo says, Brad with a shadow face, you look like Mustafa Kamal. Who else we got? Jacobson Francis, Brad, what happens when your 18-month extension is expired while waiting for your removal? While waiting for then your green card, you're talking about an I-751, and the I-751 has not been approved yet. You can take the I-751 and you can go down to your local immigration office once it's reopened to get a stamp in your passport. But you're still in legal status. You just don't have evidence of it. Jerry Stewart, I'm being filed for from Jamaica. My wife is a green card holder. If I'm a high school, no, okay, we asked that. Hi, Brad. I've been married since September 11th, 2018. I have no status. I haven't put in any paperwork because my husband is playing games. I have 2 kids that are born in the USA. Will VAWA be a choice? If there's emotional abuse, extreme emotional abuse, the answer is yes. RJ Dokus on YouTube. Aloha, Attorney Brad. Can I upload a corrected I-864 to the CEA website? The National Visa Center hasn't reviewed the documents I've submitted yet. Thank you. Let them review all the documents. Once you submit it, let them review it, and then let them come back and tell you what the problem is. Don't keep sending more stuff. And Fox Racing, I guess filing unemployment benefits is not a public charge. That is correct. On Facebook, I overstayed 6 months on my green card because of coronavirus. Can I still return to America? Yes. You'll need to go to the embassy when it reopens and file for an SB1 visa. Well, I guess today is not the greatest day for Brad Show Live. I understand we're having technical difficulties. I'm a little dark today, and people are having trouble hearing me. So I think what we're going to do is, and we don't have any more questions at the moment. A couple more came in on YouTube, so let me answer them quickly. AC21 lost a job. Do I have a grace period, or do I need to find the job before the interview? You need to find a job before the interview. Lisa Rudan Emma. Hi, Brad. How long after married to a person can one start the filing process? Good afternoon. That would be the next day. Crochet de la Torre. Thank you for answering. I appreciate a question. If they're going to use my biometrics, then why did they send me another appointment for biometrics dated March 13th, 2020? Because at that time, they were not going to use your biometrics. At some point after March 13th, 2020, they decided they're going to use the old biometrics since they didn't want anybody coming in and contaminating the entire immigration service with coronavirus. With that, we have 2 more comments on Facebook. The mayor just announced that we have to start to wear scarf on mouth and nose when we're going outside. I guess that is the mayor of New York. I didn't see that yet. Everybody, please be safe. We'll do a short Brad Show Live today. I promise you that tomorrow we'll do a better job and have better connections and better viewers and more questions. And we'll see you all again tomorrow. Again, my telephone number to call me if you have you want to speak to me. My office is open. It's 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. I'm doing consultations every day. We are helping people every day. Please stay safe. Please wash your hands. Please have blessings on you and your family. And may we all get through this together. I do have to remind everybody that this was an attorney advertisement. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome. I just got to say that because that's what the law requires me to say. But in the end, but ultimately, I do have to wish everybody well and stay well in health. Health is more important than anything. After that, we'll get through everything else. Financially, immigration, I will help everybody, I promise you. I will be back tomorrow with a better connection in a lighter area with better technology, hopefully. Thanks for all for watching. Take care.